everybody, Jerry Taggart here. Now be sure to watch Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV by subscribing on YouTube and following them on social media for all the latest Leicester City news and information. Come on, you foxes!
Hello, fellow Fox fans. Welcome along. Fingers crossed, that's not for the game, that's for this broadcast, because I have had such a bad weekend. Everything could have gone wrong, has gone wrong. Let's hope that is not an omen, because if it is, we are going to struggle, because we've got this coming up. Yeah, a small matter of a game away to the Spuds. The team's been announced. Good news, bad news. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in my chat colleague, Josh. We're going to cut out a lot of the pre-match sort of what we're on. You know where we are at the moment. We're on everything, as is Josh. Good afternoon, Josh.
Good afternoon, Chris, mate. You well?
I've been better. I've got to be honest with you.
Totally.
Now, I'm expecting my whole internet to go down in a minute, but let's bring the team up, and then anybody that's watching, please, whether it's on YouTube, Leicester Till I Die TV, if it's on Facebook, Leicester Till I Die group, Twitter, Periscope at Leicester TID, comment what you guys think of the team. But somewhere he says, hopefully, and I've completely not got it, but you've seen the team. Castagna's back. Yes. Let's talk about that first of all. You talk about that while I get the team up.
I think for a first game back for him, it's going to be hard work because their wingers are going to give him a busy game. But I'm glad he's back. Really, as much as we all love Christian Fuchs, I don't think it's a game for him, to be honest with you, because their wingers are really pacey. So I think with Castagna back, he's going to be able to get forward and get back a lot easier than Christian Fuchs can. So it's massive news for us, because when you look at the team, I think we're only Ricardo and Soyuncu away from a fully fit first 11. So it's good news that he's back. I'm pleased about that.
Well, let's have a look. I've got it now. There's the team in full. Schmeichel, you can put your money on that. It looks like a back four, but you may disagree with me on that. Justin, Fofana, Evans, and Castagna, and that looks a good defence for once, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I agree with you. When I first saw it, I thought it were back four, but then looking at it, it could potentially be a back five with two wing backs. Justin could be playing centre back. We don't know yet. Hopefully, it's a back four, because I don't think it's a game. I don't think it's a game for wing backs, to be honest with you, at all. Hopefully, it's a back four.
Do you think we play better as a back four? I mean, I said the other day, I was on Talk Sport, and we talked about Christian Fuchs and the fact that he's still with us, and the poor guy must be absolutely knackered. He's played that game. He's good in a back three. If it's a back three, because he doesn't have to do much in the back. His wing back days, I think, possibly are behind him. But do you think it's? I think he does need a rest, but we seem to play better when we go for a back four. Is that just me?
No, I agree, mate. I think you're right about Fuchs. When he can play, like I said, when he can play in a back three, and he hasn't got to go forward and track back. He does play a lot better. Like I say, he's getting on in age a bit. He's played a lot more football than anybody thought he would this season. I was surprised, to be honest with you, when he signed another year. But it's a good job he did with the amount of injuries we've had. Like I say, hopefully today it is a back four. I think it is. It's horses for courses, really, mate. I mean, it's not a game for wing backs today at all, because then you can obviously rely on them to get your width getting forward. And as we know, Spurs on the counter attack, they're deadly, and we could get caught out a lot. So yeah, definitely play better as a back four, I think, especially with games like today.
Yeah, I mean, we'll move on into the team in a second. And guys, if you're watching, let us know what you think of the team, please. We want to know your thoughts. Were you surprised? Did you see the comments that Rodgers made against Benkovic?
I heard a little bit about it. The only thing I read the other day was regarding the. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's injured or what at the minute, but I know he's not. He's not played for Cardiff yet, has he, or something?
They've not picked him, and I must admit, because of the sort of weekend I've had, I've not kind of done the homework that I wanted to have done. But it was basically saying that almost like Rodgers knows he can play well, because obviously he had him at Celtic and he was picking him week in and week out, but he doesn't feel he's necessarily back to that form. But I was just thinking, we've had all these injury problems with our defence.
Yeah.
We've never, ever, not just me, nobody's ever said, oh, what about bringing Benkovic back?
Yeah. I think, like you say, it's strange he's not really been given a chance. I know he's played a couple of cup games for us, but other than that, it's like you said, Rodgers had him at Celtic, and from what I know, he played him every week, and he done quite well for Celtic. But yeah, it's strange that, like you said, we'd let him go out on loan and rely on folks to come in and do a job for us, rather than the young lad Benkovic. So maybe Rodgers knows a lot better than we do. Yeah, it's a strange one, really. I don't really understand it.
No, unless Rodgers is, in fairness, Rodgers might have looked and went, well, that was the Scottish Premier League. This is the English Premier League, and it's to But I was just thinking it was strange that when we had no defenders, that he wasn't even considered to be brought back. But
I agree.
As I say, Castagna, let's just hope he's not coming back too soon. And he might not, he might not play the full 90. And then you've obviously got Ndidi back to his better position of that holding midfielder role, which obviously we're all glad. Love Mendy to bits, and I'm not one for dropping players just because the guy they replace is fit again. But you've got to play Ndidi, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely, without doubt, mate. I think Mendy, for me this season, for the job he's done, again, he's another player that has played a lot more football than we thought he would. I think he's done a cracking job. Winning the ball back, he recycles the ball well. He gets the ball forward pretty quick. But like I said, hopefully a fully fit Ndidi today. You can't not play him at all.
I mean, when we got Mendy, he was supposed to be the original Kante replacement.
Kante,
but he's shown, I think, in these matches that we've played this season, and it is a funny season. We know, we've had the injuries, but he goes about. He's not going to do anything spectacular. And there isn't, to my mind, there isn't another Kante. Kante was Kante, and that was it. But he did, and I say sign. I don't know how long he signed the extension for, but get him signed up, because he's a damn good squad player, and he's shown what he could have done had it not been for all the injuries that he's had.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I agree. I think, like Fuchs, really, it's a good job Fuchs signed for another year, and it's a good job Mendy extended his contract, because I think obviously indeed he got injured. Chowdhury can come in, but I think I rely on Mendy a lot more than I would Chowdhury, to be honest with you. Mendy, for Mendy, I know everybody praises his defensive work rate, and he's good at getting the ball back. But on the ball, he's pretty good as well. He likes, he can bring the ball out. He's a good passer of the ball as well. So, but I mean, like I say, it's good to know that, God forbid, indeed, he gets another injury, then Mendy, he's more than shown that he could come in and do a good enough job. So.
Sign him up, do you think? Get him tied down to a contract?
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And then you look in Tielemans, who he's been a little bit off form just recently. Well, I say off form. Again, he does a job. Sometimes you think, well, if he's not been mentioned in the last 10 minutes, that he must not be playing very well. But he's the sort of player that you can just, you can do nothing for 25, 30 minutes and then provide a killer ball through.
Definitely.
And get it and change the game.
Sorry, mate. I think going off like I say, with Tielemans' comment, I think he actually plays better when Maddison's not in the starting 11, because it could be a lot more. He could allow himself to be a lot more creative. He knows Maddison. To be fair, Maddison shows for the ball, and he does track back quite a lot to get the ball. But when Maddison ain't in the team, I think Tielemans probably feels like he can express himself a bit more. And I think it's it's evident really when obviously Maddison got injured at the end of last season. Tielemans, he come in and he were a lot more, like I say, more the outlet that we needed. His range of passing obviously speaks for itself. He's a starter for Belgium, and that's for good reason, really. But I agree with you. I think today, the way Spurs set up, we need Maddison and Tielemans to have massive games for us today.
Yeah, we'll come on to the Spurs in a second. But Albrighton, surprise starter for you?
I can see why he's been brought in. Personally, I think Under deserved a start from his performance against Everton. I know people say I can understand why Albright's come in because defensively he's better than Under. But having said that, I thought Under defensively he did quite well against Everton. I thought he tracked back pretty well. But yeah, I can see why Albright's starting. Personally, I'd like to see Under start and maybe looked at as going for it a bit more because I think to break Spurs down, you need a bit of magic, and I think he's a sort of player. From what we've seen so far, he can produce something that could unlock a defence. But yeah, I could see why Mark started.
Yeah, I mean, I Mark sort of defensive side always scares me, and when he's filled in at that right wing back sort of role, there's always a penalty given away in him.
Yeah, summit. Yeah,
I just wonder, sort of, Under nobody sort of painted themselves in any glory against Everton. Let's not, kid ourselves with that. But
he was one of the better players.
He was one of the. He was, wasn't he? And I think sometimes, he'd had his start, and he could have. Well, I'm just surprised, like I say, that he's not starting. But hey, in Brendan we trust, as they say. And then definitely. We've got, and then obviously Maddison and Barnes either side of Vardy up front. It's beginning to look, does it not, a bit more like the Leicester that we know? Yeah,
definitely, mate. Like I say, I think judging from that, really, it's only Ricardo and Soyuncu to come back in, and we're back full strength. Having said that, I don't think you can't drop Justin at the minute, mate. I really don't. You can't drop him. You really can't. I think it's for me personally, the way I think he's been one of our better players this season. I think last season, for his first season in the Premier League, he showed enough. I don't think he weren't brilliant, but he done a decent enough job. But this season, I think he's been one of our better players. So when Ricardo comes back, it's going to be interesting to see if he does get dropped or whether he goes out left and Ricardo stays right. It's a strange one, but
yeah. And I mean, I'm just looking there at the BBC, and they've got it down as a 4-1-4-1. So they've gone obviously Casper, then they've gone Castagna, Fofana, Evans, Justin. Ndidi is that holding role. And then Albrighton, Tielemans, Maddison and Barnes across behind Vardy. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not unpleased with that.
Definitely not, mate. I think, like I said, with Tielemans,
just while you're talking, mate, I did say it's been a little bit of a bad period for me. I need to go and get my battery charger. So you carry on talking, and I'll be back in 2 seconds.
It's all right, mate. No worries. I think, as I said.
So you carry on, mate. You carry on.
Mate. Yeah. Sound. No worries. I think, like we say with Tielemans, I think it's good if we do play the 4-1-4-1. It's going to allow him to get forward a lot more. We know he can be the box-to-box player, whereas Maddison's more of an attacking player. When I first looked at it, I thought it might have been 4-2-3-1 with Tielemans playing a bit more advanced than Ndidi, and obviously Ndidi sitting. But hopefully, I'd like if it turns up that we have gone wing backs, I think it's a mistake. But hopefully, we are going for a back four. It's going to be a big game for Maddison, like I say, and Tielemans today, because with Spurs they don't leave much room behind. Defensively, they're really well set up. So we're going to need a bit of magic just to unlock the defence, because Mourinho, obviously defensively, he's outstanding, and the way they're going forward this season on the counter attack, they'll break anybody down. So I think it's a game where you always want to get the first goal, but I think it's a game for us today where it's vital that we do do get the first goal, even if it means setting up like we did against Arsenal, where we basically, when we beat a 1-0 this season, it weren't pretty, but I'd take something like that today. Just sit back, keep it tight for at least the first half. Don't give away any sloppy goals, and because the thing is, with Son and Kane always score against us, so it goes without saying that they're two players that we really need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and Kane's adapting his game at the moment into a more, he supplies almost as many as he scores. But just looking at, it's good to see a Marty back as well. And he can slot in if we need to, sort of defensive or midfield. Thomas is coming through, and I'd like to see Pratt get more game time.
I agree with you on Pratt. I think to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of people appreciate what he actually does. I think defensively he's really good. He could pick out a cracking pass as well. I agree. I think it's one of them where, though, I mean, who do you drop to? I mean, it's one of them where you could drop Maddison, play Tielemans a bit more advanced, have Pratt in Tielemans' spot, and then go from there. But I agree with you. I'd like to see him get a bit more game time, Pratt, because I think when he plays, 9 times out of 10, he does have a decent game for us.
Yeah. I don't think he's let us down. Like you say, when he's been called upon. I'm an Amati fan. I think he's been unlucky, and I think we've still got Alamendi, the best of him to see. Dale doesn't start for Tottenham. There's some good news.
Thank God. Thank God. it's just Son, Kane, and what's his name? Who's the right winger they've got? Bergwijn to worry about. Well,
let's look at that. No. See, they've just got Bale on the bench. That's
he ain't a bad sub to bring on, is he? Really, Gareth Bale, I guess.
But again, I mean, I was talking to the Spurs fan a couple of days ago on Friday night when we did the opposition view, and he's obviously not played for so long that he's not again ready for 90 minutes Premier League football. And I always wonder with him is, like we were saying, it's Bale. Oh my God, he's going to come on. He's going to get a hat trick. He's going to score from the halfway line. He's going to sort of, do an overhead kick and whatever. But there's a lot of pressure on him to do that, isn't there?
Definitely. To be honest with you, I mean, I know he obviously wanted out of Real Madrid, but I was quite surprised really that Spurs came in for him. Whether it was like an old sort of romantic thing, he's ex-Spurs. Like I say, look at the wingers they've got. I was surprised that they really went in for him, but I mean, like I say, on his day, and I think even for Real Madrid, he was underappreciated there. I think he scored over 100 odd goals for him. On his day, he's unplayable, and when he gets going, there's no stopping. There's no stopping him. He's still, I mean, still to this day, I think he's up there for one of the best players in the world when he's on his game. Definitely.
I think sometimes a new manager comes in. And we've seen it at Leicester. A manager comes in and just doesn't take to a player, and he prefers the way somebody plays in that position. And those players sort of slowly, disappear into the background and onto the golf course. In Bale's case, he's got a lot. And I think I personally think it was almost a bit of like once you knew Bale was available, once Spurs knew Bale was available, they had to go for him. And I think, Mourinho bringing Bale back got Mourinho a hell of a lot of brownie points with the fans.
I suppose so. Because you think, I mean, I know they just snuck sixth last season, didn't they? So, I think it's probably like I say, it's probably a good example of a signing that gets you out the mud, and like all the Spurs fans obviously loved it. Bale coming back, and who won? For me, apart from probably Liverpool, maybe Man City, walks into any team in the Premier League. I'm just like I say, if he's obviously not fully fit because he's not starting many games, but like I say, hopefully he doesn't rediscover his form today. Should he come on? To be honest.
You know he's going to against Leicester, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's one of them, but hopefully
it's
not.
written, sort of players not scored for sort of 2.5 seasons. Play Leicester, oh yeah, he'll come on and score.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the from Tottenham formation. It looks like they're playing a 4-2. That'd be nice. A 4-2-3-1. So they've got Morris. Back four of Uria, Alderweireld, Dyer, and excuse my pronunciation here, Reguilon. With Cisco and Hoberg, two holding midfielders by the look of it, and then Lesotho, Mbele, and Son, and then obviously certain Mr. Kane up front. So it's all a case of which Leicester turns up, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I think, to be honest with you, my view on it today is Spurs, they're in cracking form. I know Liverpool only just beat them, but last-minute goal in midweek. For me, it's more hope rather than expectation. It's not unlike us to win today. I'd be honest. Being honest with you, I'd like the Premier League to be a bit more kind to us regarding fixtures over the Christmas period, because the last couple of seasons it's been an absolute nightmare. But I think obviously Spurs will be massive favourites today to beat us. I think, like I say, it's more hope than expectation. I'd just like to see us just have a good performance today, be tight defensively, and then when we're going forward, just look dangerous and work Lloris more than anything. Just work the keeper.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, you don't want him coming off at the end of the game thinking that, well, that was nice, that was a picnic for me, because if you're not working the goalie, you're not going to score. It's not rocket science, But right, it's that dreaded time when we always go. I'm going to ask you this every week. We're going to look at the scores. As you know, or if you don't know, on the website www.leicestertillidie.com, we have a couple of ex-players and myself go head-to-head every week. None of us are feeling over-optimistic here. Steve Lynix has gone 2-0 to Tottenham.
Right.
Ian Marshall has gone 2-1 to Tottenham. Steve Walsh has gone for a draw 2-2. And I've gone for a draw 1-1. So are you going to give us any hope here, Josh? Come on, give us something to hold on to.
I'd love to, mate. I really would. Like I say, it's not unlike us to get something today. I think, being optimistic, I'm going to agree with Walsh. I'll go for 2-2.
2-2, yeah. Unfortunately, at the moment, I can always see us conceding.
Yeah. Especially, like you say, especially at the minute, set pieces are absolutely killing us, and corners, and hopefully we've worked on that. We've worked on them a bit better, because they've got some big lads in their team. Eric Dyer, Alderweireld. They've got some good players. Kane in the air is outstanding as well. So
he's outstanding. Unfortunately, love him or hate him, you got to be honest and go give him the ball, and he's good whatever he does with it.
Yeah.
But right, so you're going for 2-2. You're going for 2-2 as well. So,
I'll go for 2. Yeah, 2 each, and that's being optimistic.
Leicester City never do, as you well know, all the fans everywhere, all the long-suffering fans always know. Leicester never do what you expect them to do.
That's true. Yeah.
So, fingers crossed. It's on Sky. It's on in 6 minutes' time. So I'm going to let you go. We will have a drink, get ready, and get snacks, and get the game on. We've got Man United coming up on Boxing Day. I don't know if you'll be free on Boxing Day.
Yes, mate. Yeah, I'll be available. Yeah.
Brilliant. I love the fact that I'm saying to everybody, if you don't want to do it, don't bother. It's Christmas, etc.
No. Don't worry about that, mate. I'll be there.
Everybody's saying, no, for football comes before family, but
can't do a lot anyway. Now Boris said that yesterday. We can't do anything but sit inside anyway, can we? So
exactly,
perfect time for it.
Hey, it's Amazon, isn't it, on Boxing Day? Amazon viewing figures are going to be absolutely brilliant. Josh, it's been a pleasure. Your first show. You are no longer a Leicester Till I Die virgin. Welcome along. I will see you on Boxing Day. Feel free to come into any of the, obviously, the post matches or anything like that as well. If I don't see you, mate, have a really good Christmas, and I hope Santa fills your stockings.
And you, Chris. Thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good one. I'll speak to you soon, pal.
Speak to you soon. Take care, mate. Cheers now.
You are, mate. And you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah, well, we're literally now 5 minutes off. I'm going to go off and get ready, get the TV and everything set up, and get myself a nice beer or cider, even possibly, and get ready. How are we feeling? Confident, nervous? Yeah, I'm more of the nervous bit myself. So, but you never know. Like I say, this is Leicester. We never do what we expect to do. Guys, we'll see you about 30 to 40 minutes after the final whistle. Josh will be with me, and we'll be looking. No, he won't. Brad will be with me, and we'll be doing obviously the post-match show about 40 minutes. And let's hope, fingers crossed, we've got something good to talk about. Hey, stay safe and don't do anything that I wouldn't enjoy. See you after the match.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye, and see you next time.
Shut up and sit down.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.